So bring yourself to child's pose on your mat. And start to create Ujjayi breath by breathing in and out of your nose. Constrict the back of your throat, so squeeze in your air passageways somewhat. And breathe with sound, but make it free and easy, big and free, your breaths. Each inhale full and complete, and each exhale full and complete, without any rush. Yeah, and the cool thing is you can come to child's pose anytime you want. Come right up to your hands and knees. Take a breath in. Fill your lungs all the way together. Get those of you in the studio breathing together. Downward facing dog. And if you're practicing at home, the premise is here, you move with your breath. And take your feet to hip width. Spread out your fingers wide. And lift your hip joints up high toward the ceiling. We're going to go straight through a journey into power Baptiste yoga practice tonight. Walk your feet to your hands, ragdoll pose. Put each foot at 12 o'clock. Lift and spread your toes out, root down with the ball mounds of your feet and the inner and outer edges of your heels. Press your inner ankles toward the back of the room. Press your outer ankles and the large ankle bone on the side of your ankles downward toward the mat. Affects the bones all the way up your legs. And now start to squeeze in from skin to muscle to bone. Start with your legs right here. And pretty soon you can add that on to working all around your physical body. But with your legs, squeeze in, skin to muscle to bone to integrate. Halfway lift. And your spine pretty close to parallel with the floor. Extend your spine long. Fold down. Breathe all the way out. Rise and reach up. Spread your fingers up and out toward the ceiling. And Samasti Tahiti. Stand at attention, a ready for anything position. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. We've already worked your legs, your feet, so keep what you've created in your feet. Squeeze in your legs, pull in the pit of your belly, and lift. Expand your mid-back with this breath in. Move your upper arm bones straight back. Draw the bottom edge of your shoulder blades in towards your spine line. Gently press them forward into your back. Now add a softening. Soften your joints. Knees and elbows are good ones to start with. Your face and a smile is always a good one to start with. Soften your thoracic spine into your body, forward. And again, squeeze in skin to muscle to bone, build heat, lift up, expand out. Bring your hands together at a prayer-like position in front of your heart center. Close your eyes, and let's start with 3 ohms. Breathe in. Reach up, open your eyes for all of practice. Forward fold. In fact, set your eyes on one point in each and every pose. Steady your gaze. Lift halfway up. Step back to high plank. High plank. Breathe here. Yeah, there's two really core ways to do high plank. And one's with your knees on the floor, hands on the floor, shoulders stacked over your hands. And the other way is, yeah, lifting your knees. And then either way, squeeze in your leg muscles, skin to muscle to bone. Pull the pit of your belly towards your spine and forward. Stay here and breathe out. Rock forward a couple of inches. Lower a couple of inches for low plank or chaturanga in Sanskrit. Upward facing dog. Point your toes back. Push the top of your feet down. Downward facing dog. All right, one breath in. And exhale one time. Spread your fingers out wide. Root down your hands. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Lift halfway up. Fold down. Feel something new. It's a brand new pose. Rise, reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. I'm going to really make like an inverted V position here. Allow for your spine to have its natural curves, your God-given curves, and then strengthen your arms, legs, core. Lengthen anything that's overly contracted. All right, breathe out. Look forward. Walk, run, or jump to the front of your mat. Lift halfway up. Fold down. Drape your neck. Tadasana. Reach and expand up and out. Forward fold. And drop any expectation. Things are changing every minute anyway. Halfway lift. High to low plank. Your body's changing every minute. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Fill to your lungs capacity, smoothly, calmly. Now breathe all the way out with a little oomph. Pull the pit of your belly and get empty. Jump to the top of your mat, lift halfway up. Fold. Utkatasana. Reach your arms up high. Bend your knees and your hip joints and sink low until you can build some more heat. Scoop your tailbone downward. Pull your low belly in and up to support the bone structure of your body. Fill your lungs. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Low plank. Upward facing dog with fluidity. Pull your upper spine forward. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Create warrior one pose with a bend in your front knee. Spin your back heel till you can sink it down into the mat. Press the four corners of each foot into your mat with an earthy, gritty connection. It's really after we set the foundation of our pose, which is our feet here, that you can now create and play above there. I invite you to be creative and make the highest call each step of the way to take care of yourself. Low plank pose, breathe all the way out. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Breathe here. Reach somewhere new. Low plank. Pull your head forward in the room. Push your heels back. Upward facing dog. Now create upper back bend here. Move your upper arm bones back. Down dog, breathe all the way out. Okay, a couple breaths in down dog. You can always take a child's pose if it serves you better, if it empowers you more. This is your practice. Make it happen. Breathe all the way out. Walk or jump your feet forward to the front of your mat. Lift halfway up. Forward fold. Rise and reach high. Oh, Utkatasana actually. Make that a Utkatasana. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Low plank pose. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right side, warrior one. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward dog. Left side, warrior one. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. And what's happening here in the studio is you guys are moving together and creating a flow. And if ever you didn't hear what I said, like you have a visual around you to just move and flow to with your neighbors. And if you're at this, doing this practice at home, and you're not sure what pose I called, or you've never heard of it before, I invite you to just stay in your breath, stay in your yoga, and when you do hear a pose that you recognize, do it and you're ready. Everybody take a deep breath in. Breathe all the way out. Jumper step to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, expand your mid-back and across your chest. Fold down. Squeeze your leg muscles to your leg bones. Utkatasana, sit but look ahead. Forward fold, drape your spine long, 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 long. Halfway lift, keep the length in your spine. Chaturanga, with some vigor, push the floor with your hands and feet. Up dog. Down dog, right side warrior one. Reach up as you fill your lungs. Chaturanga. It's powerful because you create it from nothing. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior one. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. One inhale this time. Breathe all the way out. When you get empty, don't be afraid, just hold your empty. Jump to the front of your mat. Lift halfway up. Breathe in again. Fold down. Utkatasana. Fold. Look between your legs to what's behind you. Just be with it. Halfway lift. Low plank. Breathe present to what's right in front of your mat, to your surroundings. Up dog. Look forward. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, right foot forward. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior one. Bring energy to your palms as you lift them up. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Push the top of your feet down to your mat. Downward facing dog. All right, bring your right leg high toward the ceiling. Flip your dog. If you're new to flip dog, bend your right knee a whole bunch. Push your right foot that's lifted toward the left side of the room as far as you can until you actually just flip all the way over. And adjust your feet to get them stable right underneath your knees. Pick the front of your body up high. Let your head drop back. Reach your right hand back up toward the ceiling. Side plank. And you flip all the way around. Side plank on your right hand. And you see what's here to the left side of the room. And then steer your gaze upward to the ceiling to one fixed point. Lift and expand up toward it. Make space. Chaturanga. Rock yourself forward before you lower and bend your elbows. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg toward the ceiling. Flip your dog all the way over. Sometimes I feel like this is a ready or not. I'm in flip dog, and it's such a great way to open your hip flexors. It prepares you for other poses to come. It opens the front of your body, including your throat. Drop your head back. Reach your left hand back up to come up and around and out of the pose. Side plank, left hand, put your left hand on your mat. Put your left index finger at 12 o'clock if it's not there already, and firm it down to the mat. From the bones of your finger to your skin, to the mat, to the earth, push down, and then lift up one more breath. Lift your right pinky toe. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Move your upper arm bones back again. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, crescent lunge pose. And go ahead and put a great big lunge in your front knee because you can. Lift your back heel high up off the floor. Lift your back heel up off the floor. Bring your hands to your heart. Prayer twist to your right. Put your left arm against your right leg. Press those two things together. Arm to leg, leg to arm. At some point, your mind goes places, yeah? Yeah, so just notice the thoughts that come up. Don't judge them. Notice. And now funnel your attention back to your physical body. Push your 2 feet straight down through your mat to the floor. Breathe all the way out. Warrior two. Yoga's just like that. You move with the sensations of your mind. Refunnel them back to your body. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle pose. Yeah, these poses open our vitality. They stretch our organs and massage our vital functions of our body and tone and strengthen us. And what this does for our mind is just, we don't even know all that it does for our mind. You could write 5 books worth on this moment right here as you fill your lungs. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Push straight down to lift your heart high. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot ahead right away. Crescent lunge. Twist to the left. Bring your palms together. Gently pull the pit of your belly in towards your spine. Keep that static, consistent hugging in. Warrior two. Guide your front knee to 12 o'clock, your front foot to 12 o'clock. Reverse warrior, lift your fingertips toward the ceiling above you. Extended side angle pose. Get a sense of the distance to the floor under you. Yeah, as one option, you could bring your left fingertips to the floor or to hover above the floor. Fill and stretch. Stretch your right arm up somewhere new. Chaturanga. You always have the option of knees to the ground or knees lifted in this low plank pose. Up dog. Downward facing dog. And rest your head down, rest your head, spread your fingers. So firm the action of your foundation of your fingers to the floor and rest your neck. And two opposite things, pressing and releasing at the same time. Breathe out. Look to the front of your mat. Jump or step there. Lift halfway up. Fold. Spin your inner ankles toward the back wall. Push them. Utkatasana. Now you can bring the top of your feet all the way together here or within a couple of inches. On your next exhale, twist to your right. Bring a sense of vitality to your fingers and your toes. Forward fold, toe fold. Move your feet apart until they're about hip width distance. And let the top of your head fall towards your mat. Breathe out. Utkatasana, heel toe your feet back together and into true north alignment. Prayer twist to your left. Put your left knee side by your right knee. Sink your hip creases where your legs meet your upper body. Sink those down and back. And actually just challenge yourself where you feel like maybe I might fall down and back onto my butt. Go there where you're starting to get a little bit edgy. Inhale, twist. Forward fold, gorilla pose. As a version of forward fold, take your feet hip width, tuck your hands all the way under your feet until your toes come to your wrist creases on your palms. And for everybody, round it out all their edges and round it out like all of what makes them unique. We'd all be the same and pretty boring, right? So practice being your own unique self here and find your edge. Where are you uncomfortable? Where do you think you might tip over? What else comes up? Yeah, that unique stuff's what people love about you. Keep it. Crow pose. Flip your hands over. Put your index fingers at 12 o'clock on your mat. Hands shoulder width apart. I teach crow with feet together, so bring your feet together if they're not. Open your knees up wide. So feet together, knees wide. And then bend your elbows and knees a lot. Bring your knees to the back of your upper arm bones. And you get the chance to float your feet up here. It's possible. It's happening here. One more breath. Chaturanga. Step or jump your feet back. Upward facing dog as a release. Downward facing dog. One breath out. Walk your feet up to your hands. Lift halfway up. Rest in motion. Forward fold. Push down with all four corners of both feet. Tadasana. Eagle pose. Right leg over, right arm under. Sink low as you breathe out. Switch sides. Left side eagle. Balance on your right foot. Wrap your left leg over and your left arm under your right arm. Eagle right side. Just one breath. Go right in, take the direct path, breathe all the way out. Eagle left side. Standing leg raise. Balance on your left foot. Elevate your right knee straight forward from your right hip. And either hold on to your right foot with your right hand, push your foot forward toward the wall in front of you. Or hold on to your right knee with your right hand. Open what you've got. So move your right leg to the right in the room. Extend and stretch your left arm to the left. Take your gaze over your left hand too. Why not? Challenge out your balance. Come back to center, airplane pose. Push your right foot straight back from your torso. Extend your torso long. This is like it's like the cabin of your airplane, so level it out. Half moon pose. Put your left hand on a block if you've got one, or fingertips to the floor if you don't. And then shift your body weight so that your left leg is holding your body weight and your hand just there as a supportive, secondary grounding. One more breath. Lift your right hip point up, up, up. Standing leg raise. Balance on your right leg. Lift your left knee or hold your left foot and press it forward into the grip of your hand. Extended standing leg raise. Move your leg, whether you're holding your knee or your foot, to the left. Reach your right arm right. Push the floor with your right foot. Squeeze in, skin to muscle to bone to core, to your center, and expand back out from there. Make space for something new. Come back to center, airplane pose. Fly above it all, hey? half moon, tip your left side high. Keep present at true north alignment with your right foot. And that's what makes this a great big standing hip opener opportunity. So the big bones on the front of your pelvis, the points here, the front of your hips, lift them away from each other. Lift your left hip point way up and even back until you get to your edge of your comfort zone. I know this one's a little longer than the last one. One more breath. Bring your feet to the ground. Dancer pose. Catch your right foot with your right hand behind you. Extend your left arm up. Tip forward with your upper body. Now engage your right leg, your lifted leg. Squeeze in with that. That's what's holding you here. Reach forward from it. Really suspend forward from your back leg. Switch sides. Left side dancer. Yeah, like you're suspending out over something. Your best favorite view in the world, but you're rock steady and solid with the strengthen your back leg. So continue to strengthen and squeeze your back leg. Draw your shoulder blades toward each other for this last inhale here. Tree pose. Stand on your left foot. Bring your right foot either to your inner ankle or slide it way up your leg to your inner thigh. Be a fast-growing tree. Reach up on this inhale. Switch sides. Tree pose. Balance on your right foot. Press down with your tailbone. Pull in the pit of your belly. Lift your fingertips. Step up to the front of your mat. And bring your hands together at heart center. Take a moment to address your center line, where the left half of your body meets the right half of your body, up and down throughout your entire body. Reach straight up. Forward fold. Bend at your hip creases. Let your spine be long. Lift halfway up. Low plank. With smoothness. Without drama or fuss. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one. Step your right foot forward. Reach your arms up high. Warrior two. Triangle pose. Straighten your right leg most of the way. Reach forward in the room, then put your fingertips on a block behind your front ankle. If you don't have a block, you could take your hand to a water bottle or something to elevate the floor to you, or you could take your feet even wider to bring the ground closer to you. Wide leg, side facing forward fold. Turn your feet sideways on your mat. Put the pinky toe edge of your feet parallel with the skinny sides of your mat now. Pyramid fold. Walk your hands to the front of your mat. Bring your back foot halfway up from about a half stance as you would take from a warrior pose. With your right foot at 12 o'clock, Let your upper body just spill and drape down from your pelvis. One long, slow breath out. Twisting triangle. Put your left hand on your block. Lift and extend your spine long. Pull it taut. Twist to your right. Ground both heels down into the mat. You can have bend in your knees. It's an option. Chaturanga. All right, vinyasa here. So movement without restriction. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior one pose. Warrior two. Feel your way in. Create your pose. Triangle pose. And take most of the bend out of your front knee. When your awareness moves to a new part of your body, recognize that as an opportunity to love it, to take care of it, to move energy. From this warrior two, from this triangle, come back to warrior two. Clasp your hands behind your low back, interlace your fingers. Push your knuckles down toward the ground. Turn all your toes toward the side of your mat. And bow forward. Start to straighten out your elbows. Lift your upper arm bones up away from your back. Let your shoulders get some rinse out here. The rinse out of your shoulders is directly connected to the rinse out of your hips as you fold deep. Let one serve the other and vice versa. Pyramid fold left side. Walk your hands forward to surround your left foot. Push down just as much with the four corners of your right foot as you do the four corners of your left foot. Lift and extend your spine, just like you do for a halfway lift. Twist to your left. Twisting triangle. One simple in-breath. Lay down onto your belly. And on this inhale that's coming, lift into locust pose. Stay and breathe out. 2 more breaths. Spin your inner thighs upward. That supports bringing your feet back to their new true north, which is toes pointing down towards the floor. 1 more. Lift your inner thighs up. Come down. Go back up. Locust. Press your tailbone toward the back wall. Lift your pubic bone. I know you're laying on it, a lot of you, but pull it forward in the room toward the front wall. Breathe in. Come down. Catch your ankles. Floor bow pose. Your knees might want to go wide as a default, so getting out of default, bring your attention to your knees, direct them straight back from your hips. 1 more breath in. Lower down. All right, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Camel pose. Go right in. Procrastination is like the opposite of flow. I know something about procrastination. I've done that. I've been there. I'm working on it. Yeah, and movement Coming into the pose, it preps your body, it preps your mind. It's coming right in, step by step. Meet yourself where you're at, the step you need to stay at. And then reevaluate moment to moment. If you need a little more, yeah, you could walk your hands back. You could take the tops of your feet flat to the floor. Come up, cross your ankles, lay back. Bridge pose. This is almost the exact shape as camel pose, except your head won't go back because the floor is supporting it. Bring your feet to about hip width distance. Stack your knees over your feet. Lift your femur bones up toward the ceiling. Lower all the way down to your back. Pull your lumbar spine down to the mat. Bridge pose. And challenge your thoracic spine to move upward into the center of your body. In where it benefits. Get to the edge of your pose and still be present out here to your space around you. You're right where you should be. Soak it all in. Fully inhale. Lower down to your mat. All right, if you need a break with your legs, straighten them for a breath. And then bend your knees and put your feet flat on the floor again. Go up, this time wheel or bridge. So wheel as a full back bend, bridge as a full back bend to access to getting higher and higher, each moment to moment, closer to wheel. Not in comparison from yesterday, but just from right here where you're at now. Take your next step. Take a full breath in. Lower down to your back. Make this exhale here powerful and grounding. Push the floor. Wheel or bridge. Get right into access of full expression of your pose. Start with the ground. Push it down. Squeeze in from skin to muscle to bone to core and center. And from your center, expand back out. 2 more breaths. If you came down, you could go back up. 1 more breath. Lower down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Just for today, put one hand somewhere near your heart and the other hand somewhere else on your abdomen where you can feel signs of life. Heartbeat, perhaps, and the rise and fall of your body as you breathe. Take a moment to give gratitude for your heart and your breath. Happy baby pose. Just a brief one. Catch a hold of your feet. Take your feet out wide. Yeah, 1 breath out. (30-60 lifts). Press your feet toward the ceiling. And lower them 30 degrees forward and down. You can bring your hands to the mat next to you or tuck them under your low back. Move your feet another 30% of the way forward. Put your feet at 12 o'clock. Hover your heels off the floor. Lift your head, look at your feet. Breathe here. Yes, stay and breathe. Hug your low belly downward. Hugging in from skin to vital organs. The muscular action pulling in towards your spine, staying. Breathe out. And with some smooth control, lift your feet up to the top. Abdominal twist. Put your fingertips behind your ears. And begin abdominal twist. With your, let's walk you through it if you're not familiar with abdominal twists. Bend your knees, stack your knees over your hips. Bring your shins parallel with the floor. Fingertips behind your ears. Lift your shoulder blades off the floor. Bring your elbow towards your left knee. Not necessarily to it, just toward, a little bit of twist, and then switch. Extend the opposite leg forward. A little bit like a bicycle pedal. How many more do you guys want to do? 50. 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41. You can go at any pace. Keep moving and flowing. 34, 33, 32, 31, 29, 27, 25, 24, 23, 22. Spread your toes back out. 19, 18, 17, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Get it, get it, get it. 3, 2. Hug your knees in. Yeah, if rocking left and right here feels good on your back, do that. Gosh, it's the only time in class I usually say do something that feels good. Usually I'm asking you to get out of your comfort zone. Yeah, this is your massage right here. Rock and roll on your back, left and right. And then when you're ready, start to rock and roll up and down, up and back on your mat, around your spine. Yeah, rolling right over your rounded spine. You can also get access to the left and right a little bit. Muscles on the left and right of your spine. Half pigeon pose. Bring your right shin to or toward the front of your mat. Extend your left leg long behind you. If you did take half pigeon, you come down to your forearms and start to walk your forearms forward, start to walk your fingertips forward, because what's possible here is extending your arms actually all the way out forward and letting go of that resistance or the prop up of your elbows. And trust yourself and trust your practice to evolve in time, from day to day, week to week, moment to moment. Switch sides. Create half pigeon with your left shin forward. Seated half pigeon is always an awesome option too, from a seated position. And bent knees, cross your left ankle over your right knee. Move to your edge where you're doing the work, working the pose. Increase Ujjayi breath to turn down any intensity. Double pigeon pose, stack your shins like fire logs. Put your right shin on top of your left. Flex your ankles, square up your feet. You could lean back on your hands as an option if that gives you more space. From there, then work towards sitting upright. And from upright, when you need more, hinge forward at your hip creases. Your breath is a purification process. Put your attention, especially right now, on your exhale. Make it long, slow, and cleansing. Switch sides, half pigeon, or excuse me, double pigeon with your left shin on top. I'm going to take you through these next few poses, one breath per pose. Single leg, seated forward fold. Extend your right leg forward, reach your arms up, bring your left foot against your right thigh, and bow your spine down over your extended leg. Yeah, and this is it. Just in, soak it up, switch sides. Left leg, seated forward fold. Double leg seated forward fold. Press both heels forward in the room. You can have bent or straight knees. Reverse tabletop. Put your hands under your shoulders and turn your fingers forward in the room or out toward the side walls. Integrate your shoulder blades toward each other. Fish pose. Bring your buttocks to the floor. Tuck your hands underneath your low back, your sacrum. Press your forearms and elbows to the floor. Lift your heart high. Drop your head back. Take an inversion. Lift your feet up for waterfall. Or take a headstand or shoulder stand. Whether you're at home or in the studio, legs up the wall is always an option too. Sometimes it's great to hang out here for like 5 minutes. And there's benefits of just being here one breath. Shoulder stands transition into plow. If you took a headstand, come into child's pose. And from plow pose, come into deaf man's pose. Bring your knees to your ears, round your back, curl up into a ball. Supine twist. Hug your right knee in toward your ribs. Extend your left leg straight. Twist your leg across your body to the left. Open your arms up on the floor. Turn your gaze to the right. Switch sides. This has been Journey Into Power practice, and each pose designed to prep you for the next. Supta Baddha Konasana, bring your feet together, knees wide. Each pose right where you need to be. Shavasana pose. So set up for this pose by bringing your legs down, open them up somewhat, let your feet splay open. And do the same with your arms. Bring your arms down by your sides to your mat or out to the sides off of your mat. Close your eyes. This is the ultimate pose of non-reactivity here. Take on deep breaths. Close your eyes and be awake. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll over onto your right side, curl up, rest your head. Press yourself up to your seated position with your eyes closed. Bring your hands together at your heart center. We will close practice with 3 ohms together. Take a deep inhale. Om. Lift your thumb knuckles to your forehead center. And to you I say namaste.